This is Jeff Kohler, the Option Addict, from www.optionaddict.net, and it's Monday morning, and that can only mean one thing. It's time to let loose on a weekly watch list. Now, I went through and did a lot of research this week, not finding a whole lot of price patterns really to talk about, but one thing before we start looking at some charts of ideas to trade this week, make sure you know what's going on. We've got a lot of economic data coming out this week, including the FOMC policy meeting. So we've got a Fed meeting coming up this week, so make sure you're aware of that. We also have new home sales, durable goods, GDP, and a jobs report coming out. And keep in mind, we're in the midst of earnings season, so it's been a pretty tough tape to trade in. I'll be the first to admit it. So we got a lot of news that can come out and shake up the market a little bit. Make sure you know what's going on. Now, before we start, I also want to mention what groups I'm looking at this week. As far as groups I'm bullish on, I got to say biotech and I got to say healthcare. Groups that I'm bearish on, financials, oil services companies, and retail. And that's where you're going to find a whole lot of good, let's say, bear flags, recent rallies of stocks that are getting ready to roll back over in existing downward trends. And of course, in biotech and healthcare, you got stocks that are still trading upwards near their highs. So that's going to be a good place to find some bullish ideas. I'm going to start off with a couple price patterns though, and for the most part, all I'm seeing out there are top and bottoming formations. I'm going to start off with WFMI, which is Whole Foods Market. And if I zoom in here and look at recent price action, you can see we've confirmed the double bottom right through here. We've broken through resistance to confirm that, and we're now trading right at that level, about 37.5. Now, I'm not really all that excited about trying to pick bottoms in this type of a market climate, but I'm going to call them like I see them, and there's a potential double bottom here shaping up in WFMI. Next, we're going to look at WLT. And this is a pattern that's still in the making, but coal saw just some tremendous rally last week. Stocks breaking out, trading upwards near their highs. I don't know. I like the volume that's heading into these, obviously. Notice how in this particular pattern, volume is expanding. But this is the broadening formation. This is pretty similar to what we watched in Zoomies earlier in the year. For those of you that can recall, you can see the lines are still drawn there. When the stock eventually broke, it acted as a great reversal pattern, and you can see the stock just got killed to the downside. So watch WLT as a potential reversal pattern. And last but not least, I'm looking at Amgen. These are the only three price patterns I got this week. Also getting close to confirming a double bottom. You can see the two bottoms here. It falls within a downward trend, which makes it legal. And a break above this would mean we'll see about a 3-point rally to the upside. Now, some stocks I'm bullish on this week. I'm going to just show you a few examples and give you the full-blown list in a minute. But let's start with HUM. And again, you can see the upward trend here, trading near support. I like this. To me, this looks really good. I'm also looking at natural gas, ticker symbol UNG. And I expect natural gas to outperform crude oil. And if I like this little dip that we saw here recently, you can see some old support here that we're just starting to break out of now. So I like this stock to get up towards these highs in the lower $40 range. So it's a good conservative play, not too volatile. Next, I'm going to look at CLF. Now, this is the one stock. I like the price action that's going on here. To me, this is a monster triangle setting up in the making. I don't like taking the trade right here, though. You can see we're right in between support and resistance, and there's not a great risk-reward here. However, watch it to break 105. If you get there and it stalls, let it pull back and own it when it dips. So this is a stock trading near its highs. I don't like it here, but I want to let some of that price action play itself out. Last on the bullish list, we'll look at AUXL, which is in the old pharmaceutical realm. And you can see here trading up near its highs, kind of an ascending triangle here recently. Watch for a breakout of $30 per share. I love this trend. You can see the stock was immune to the volatile market. So it's definitely something that you're going to want to have on your radar. For the rest of the bullish ideas this week, allow me to throw in a slide.
Listen, you're in a privileged position to learn a thing or two. Keep your mouth shut and your eyes open.
Now for some of the bearish ideas, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to go through a couple of examples, and we'll look at REG first. And what I like about this stock, obviously, is its downward trend. I like how it's rallied up to resistance. It's starting to roll over. And based on this price action here, we could see at least a 5 to 6 move to the downside, which I like. Also is Goldman, ticker symbol GS, and just rolled off that $200 mark. But I want to watch this one very, very closely, because if we put in a higher low, let's say in the 185, 180 range, we might be setting up for a possible reversal pattern, the old inverse head and shoulders. So I'd love to see this obviously test its lows, but this might be kind of a leading indicator to the end of weakness in financials. So use this as a barometer going forward. Next, Nile, ticker symbol NILE, same thing, rallying up to a prior low, using it as resistance. Hopefully we're going to see it start to roll over to the downside. What I do like about all these recent rallies is they fall on horrible volume. Next is Tiffany, high-end retail. Don't like retail here. And using this last low, you can see at $40, using that as resistance, and turned down on Friday pretty good. I'm an owner of puts on Tiffany. Next is Sohu, ticker symbol SOHU. Look at that old support acting as new resistance here. I think you got to look at this for some put options. Also, Research in Motion, another stock that I'm bearish on. Call me crazy, but I like this price action here, using the $100 mark as resistance and rolling over. And last one we'll look at tonight is MSM. And you can see the downtrend is quite clear. You can see it rally up to resistance and turned over as of Friday. So if we head into Monday's trading and the market looks pretty weak, you're going to see a tremendous amount of setups, especially in some of the groups that I mentioned, financials, oil, and retail, for a lot of bearish plays. For the rest of my bearish ideas, let me throw out a chart at you real quick. And that'll end it for me, folks. This has been Jeff Kohler, the Option Addict. That's been my watch list, and thanks for watching. Take care.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Kiss my ass. Kiss his ass. Kiss your ass. Happy Hanukkah.